Good evening all, I'm Aditi Lama with the Thursday night edition of South Asian News. Welcome to Vision of Asia, voice of our community. We are coming to you from our studio in New York City. Here's what's happening tonight in the coronavirus pandemic. More than 1.1 million deaths from the novel virus globally, with tonight at more than 38.6 million cases. In the United States, we are looking at 7.9 million cases of COVID-19 with more than 217,000 deaths. Wisconsin and other states in the U.S. Midwest are battling a surge in COVID-19 cases, with new infections and hospitalizations rising to a record level in an ominous sign of a nationwide resurgence as temperatures get colder. As of yesterday, more than 86% of the beds in the ICUs were in use in Wisconsin, with it also opening a field hospital. Since the start of this month, North Dakota and South Dakota have reported more new COVID-19 cases per capita than all but one country in the world. These Midwestern states are reporting 3 times as many new cases per capita this October than the United Kingdom, Spain, or France. Country's leading health expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, today said that we really got to double down on the fundamental public health measures that we talk about every single day because they make a difference. To all those insurging states, please remember that our biggest defense against this virus continues to be social distancing, washing hands, and wearing a mask. Here in New York City, once the global epicenter of the pandemic, cases are spiking in several clusters around the city. Governor Andrew Cuomo has said that he expects flare-ups to continue for at least a year, again asserting the importance of CDC guidelines for the coronavirus. In politics, again reminding all the importance of casting a vote this presidential election. On November 3rd, early voting has begun across the nation in several states, and all states have also released all needed information for casting your ballot or mailing it. So make sure you are ready to vote. On that tonight, both President Donald Trump and Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden are participating in competing town halls after their original in-person debate had to be canceled. Who are you supporting and what issues matter to you? Write to us on events@itvgold.com. With that, tonight's episode features South Asians in the Indian and American film industry. So let's begin and take a look at the headlines. Share and Care Foundation presents 38th Annual Virtual Gala Rising Together featuring singer Parthiv Gohil. Sri Chinmoy Marathon team organizes Canberra Trail 100-kilometer run, Australia. Priyanka Chopra's Evil Eye psychological thriller streams on Amazon Prime Video. Welcome to Blumhouse, featuring directors Rajiv Dasani and Ellen Dasani. A lot more on the other side of the break. Stay with us in Vision of Asia, voice of the community. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm Aditi Lama and this is Vision of Asia, Thursday night episode of South Asian News. Let's begin the show taking a look at the Share and Care Foundation's successful 38th Annual Virtual Gala 2020 Rising Together. The foundation is one of India's strongest nonprofits, serving the most vulnerable communities with a mission to create opportunities for deserving economically challenged women and children of India through its various programs. Furthering those causes and also contributing to COVID-19 relief efforts, Rising Together brought together a fundraising night of a musical extravaganza presented by popular Indian playback singer Parthiv Gohil, along with Manasi Parekh, Sudesh Bhosle, Bhumi Trivedi, and Janvi Srimankar. The great musical showcase was presented from India, filmed during this pandemic with all necessary COVID-19 precautions, with a message of humanity and upliftment. We spoke with Parthiv Gohil recently to get more insight into the musical extravaganza Rising Together and his pure passion and commitment to music. Here is a segment of our interview featuring Indian playback singer Parthiv Gohil. You presented a great show for Share and Care on their 38th annual gala. This was done virtually, and You and your team of artists put together a show during the pandemic. I would love to know how you were able to arrange it, and how was that experience for you, Parthiv?
Yeah. So even during the lockdown, we did a lot of experiments with online performances, and with the help of my technician and my talented team, we could crack it. We perform, I'm singing right from here, and my tabla artist is performing from his home. My keyboard artist is performing from his home. Drummer is performing from other place. And all together, we did this concert online. So that was the beginning. And when I shared those clippings with Sharad Bhai and Manoj Bhai, They loved it, and they said we should have something for the next gala event. I said definitely, and if Sharon Care is doing, it has to be amazing. It has to be the super class.
Yeah.
So then we decided, we designed a lot of we discussed a lot. Then we came to a conclusion that we will hire a banquet hall, and we will keep all the precautionary measures. Like nobody should get affected. So I'll share some of the pictures which you can insert and show to the audience. So everybody around you, except artists, everybody around you are in PPE kit,
Okay.
and mask and shield, and like they are fully covered. And whenever someone is entering, they are being sanitized, and it was like laboratory kind of place. And all the artists who are on stage, they are safe. So that kind of environment we created, and definitely Sharad Bhai and Ketki Ben, they guided us a lot, because it's a very risky thing. So we could achieve, and we shot the whole program, like full day from morning till evening.
Wow.
All the artists, all the technicians, 45 people were there.
Wow.
And it was a good experience, and we could create a good show.
Yeah, and we even saw plexiglass on the stage while the artists are performing. You could see everybody was socially distant. And, I would love for you to give one word out on Share and Care Foundation. They help the most vulnerable communities in India. They do galas every year to just raise money for those, communities. Just a word on how important it is for us to give back to the community and probably give back to Share and Care.
Yes, I'm lucky to be connected with Share and Care since last more than 14, 15 years now. I remember when I did my first program for Share and Care, when Shreya Ghoshal was also there, and I sang one song, and the whole committee was really happy. And they called me like every 2, 3 years, they call me again that, Parthiv, we want to have you one more time. Now it has become family. So I feel myself very lucky, not just to perform for them, but also to be a part of this noble cause, and so many projects they are doing. And in last 38 years, they have given their services in 17 disasters like this. And their top activity, top fundraiser was during the earthquake in Gujarat, and it was like $5 million at that time. And this time also they raised almost $500,000, and in this pandemic and in such a short notice, it's remarkable. And this money is going to be used in COVID relief activities. So I would like to dedicate this song to Mr. Sudhir, and Sudhir ji ने ही मुझे बहुत support किया है whenever I came to US and promote my music video. He really promoted my music videos in the newspaper, and now because of this channel, we are being able to connect a lot of music lovers. So this song is especially for Sudhir ji. बड़ा शायराना बस ख्याल है तेरा, ख्वाब सारे तुझसे मेरे, तू हुरूर है मेरा, अदा ये है तेरी अदा, तेरा मुस्कुराना, मेरी चाहतों का सनम, बस यही ठिकाना, वो तेरा जादुई सा बदन, यूं शबनमी, पहले नहीं थी चांदनी, ओ यूं शबनमी, पहले नहीं थी चांदनी, देखो चांद आया, चांद नजर लाया, देखो चांद आया, चांद नजर आया, आया आया आया, चांद आया शर्माया, तू भी आ जा सावरिया, यूं शबनमी पहले नहीं थी चांदनी.
Wow, thank you. I'm so honored to have you sing
Thank you.
basically live, virtually for our audience. This is a moment I will always remember. Thank you so much for doing this. Finally, I just have one question left for you, and पूछना definitely पड़ेगा. Navratri का season है, Navratri आ
Yes.
चुकी है. I would love for you to give a message to all of your fans, all of the lovers of Navratri, and your best wishes for everybody.
ડેફિનેટલી મિત્રો, નવરાત્રી આવી રહી છે. નવરાત્રીની બધાને ખૂબ ખૂબ શુભકામનાઓ. नवरात्रि की बहुत बहुत बधाइयाँ. नवरात्रि में सेफ रहिए आप. मतलब इंडिया में तो मिस करेंगे क्योंकि उनको जब तक हजारों की तादाद में अगर फेस्टिवल सेलिब्रेट नहीं करते हैं तो उनको मजा ही नहीं आता है. लेकिन इस बार दिस इज एन अपॉर्चुनिटी. आई लुक एट दिस थिंग एज आई लुक एवरीथिंग एज एन अपॉर्चुनिटी ओनली. So you can experience this 9 nights from spiritual way. Like આપણે ગરબો લાવીએ, તમને જો જૂના જમાનામાં યાદ હોય તો ગરબો લાવી એની પૂજા 9 દિવસ કરી અને ગરબા જેટલું આવડે એટલું સાથે ગાઓ, આરતી કરો અને નવરાત્રી તમે એ રીતે ઉજવો. ગરબાને પૂજીને ભક્તિથી અને સ્પિરિચ્યુઅલ વેથી તમે નવરાત્રી ઉજવો. અને પછી જ્યારે જ્યારે તમે ઘરમાં ગરબો, અને હા, મારી યુટ્યુબ ચેનલ પર પણ આ નવરાત્રીમાં હું બહુ બધા ગરબાઓ યુટ્યુબ પર મૂકવાનો છું, તો તમે એને પણ ચાલુ કરીને ગરબા લઈ શકશો. બટ સ્ટે હોમ, સ્ટે સેફ એન્ડ સેલિબ્રેટ નવરાત્રી એટ હોમ. ડુ વોટ એવર આઈ એમ લવિંગ.
Sri Chinmoy is a renowned spiritual teacher who dedicated his entire life in service to aspiring humanity. Sri Chinmoy was a prolific author, artist, poet, and a musician who advocated a spiritual path to God through prayer and meditation, while also advocating for athleticism, where he organized many marathons and events to encourage a positive, healthy living and inner peace. On that, in 1977, Sri Chinmoy founded the Sri Chinmoy Marathon team as a serving to the running community and to promote self-transcendence through sports. The organization now arranges multi-sport events and has become the largest sponsor of ultra-distance running in the world. Recently, they organized 100-kilometer trail run in Canberra, Australia. Here are the highlights coming in from Australia.
love the fact that you just did the whole of Canberra, and to be finishing up and actually know that you're actually coming back to the same spot That was awesome. I liked it.
Nice day out, perfect conditions, like cool all day, you could still keep pushing. And yeah, it was just fun seeing other people out on the trails. So chatting, enjoying the day. Good run. So, enjoyed it, never felt cramps and just got it done.
I love the course. It's spectacular, and like I said to you after the race, I don't think there's anywhere in the world where you could run around your nation's capital all on trails and have that great, amount of scenery and nature, and it's just a special race. And
That was great.
Yeah.
This race is my favourite. It showcases Canberra. I love it.
I'm crying already though.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank
First
you.
solo female.
That's amazing. Thank you. I can't stop crying now. Thank you so much.
A lot more on the other side of the break. Stay with us in Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community. We'll be right back. And welcome back. This is Vision of Asia, the South Asian news segment, and I am Aditi Lamba. With executive producers Priyanka Chopra Jonas and Jason Blum, and under Amazon Studios and Blumhouse TV, new American horror thriller is streaming now on Amazon Prime Video, Evil Eye. Featuring an entire South Asian cast, the film stars Sarita Chaudhary, Sunita Mani, Bernard White, and Omar Mascati, and is written by Madhuri Shekhar. Directed by Rajiv Dasani and Ellen Dasani, Evil Eye explores the horrors of modern dating and familial expectations, a blend of Indian-American mysticism with paranoia when a mother convinces herself that her daughter's new boyfriend is connected to her dark past. We caught up with directors Rajiv Dasani and Ellen Dasani discussing much about the suspense thriller and their vision behind it. Here are Rajiv and Ellen Dasani on Evil Eye, streaming now on Amazon Prime. We have you here to discuss none other than Evil Eye, your own movie, which is being released on October 13 by Amazon Studios and proudly has Jason Blum and Priyanka Chopra as their executive producers. So I have to ask you, how does it feel to have so many names associated to the movie, and what are some of the expectations?
It feels very exciting. I have to admit, the expectations are, we know that they're high, and we knew that going in. I mean, we have been massive fans of both Priyanka Chopra Jonas and Jason Blum for many, many years. And so we knew that we had to deliver, that we had to deliver something amazing. And honestly, we're very proud of the film, and we hope the fans love what they get.
Beautiful. You know, I have to ask you, the movie is a psychological thriller and has, somewhat of that creepy note to it throughout the movie. I wanted to know, how did you both, sustain that horror feeling to it without being too extra with it?
So I think that the idea in the film is that it starts out as you'd almost be fooled into thinking that it's not a horror film, that it's more of a family drama or of a rom-com. And then as the film goes on, as we ramp up that tension and this feeling of the obsession and everything else, I think that the film, that the idea is to slowly draw you in until by a certain point you're so wrapped up in Musha's journey that you can't leave that tension.
Yes, for sure. You know, I have to ask you in that sense, when we're looking at the movie and we're looking at, the different layers each character had, what struck you the most about some of these characters, and what did you really have to work on with each of the characters in the movie?
Absolutely. I think one of the real keys to the film for us is that we love finding characters who are often kind of portrayed typically and finding depth within them. So, for example, Usha, especially, I think often the kind of like Indian mom character is sort of this seen as this overbearing mom who wants her daughter to get married, and we loved kind of bringing that layer of she actually has this sort of violent sexual past, this sort of like darkness within her, this complexity and nuance, and that's particularly what Shrita Chowdhury brought to the role. That she's sort of such an experienced and wonderful actress that we love that kind of bringing that sense of there's more to them than we think, and that also that for her, a lot of the film is her questioning, like, am I going crazy, or is this real? Is it supernatural, or is it just my PTSD coming out? And we love the audience through the lens of her character asking themselves, like, what is she going through, and is it real? And I think that questioning is really what's the fun of the film.
Yes. What were some of the most difficult aspects for both of you in terms of directing them and in terms of getting, exactly what you wanted? What was the biggest struggle?
Yeah, so I'd say that the struggle initially was the fact that the film is mostly phone calls, and so you have actors who are not in the same room oftentimes, and so they have to portray and doing very heavy, intense scenes, but they don't have the other actor there. So we had to figure out first how to stage these scenes so that the actors had something to work with, and we had a wonderful stand-in who sort of read the off-camera lines for them. Which was great. And then the other thing is that we learned early on that because it was all phone calls, we had to visually make the film exciting and to make it cinematic, and how to use all of these visual elements, like the underwater pieces, like the India pieces, like the flashbacks, to give it this visual flair so it wouldn't all just be phone calls.
Yes, for sure. And this is all for tonight's show. Remember to send us your suggestions and get your voices and organizations on our show. Email us on events@itvgold.com or follow us on Facebook at itvgold. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch many of our popular shows for free. Thank you for joining us tonight from Queens, New York. This is Vision of Asia, and I am Aditi Lamba. Take care and be well.